Today we are discussing meditation. So meditation is getting a lot of hype lately. But then what is meditation? Meditation has been part of us and for human beings for years. We read in many ancient scriptures about meditation. The Bible mentions meditation 31 times. Meditation is part of each one of us. It is something we do, and I see with my little kids, we do it on ourselves naturally. As we get older and we get stuck in the hustle and bustle of life, I feel it's as if we lose the ability to meditate as naturally as when we were young kids. What is meditation? Meditation is not, as popularly believed, getting your mind completely empty. But it's rather getting your mind still to focus on one thing, such as your breath or a mantra, enabling you to have clarity of mind. Why is there so much hype about meditation? The reason is, with research, we can now see all the benefits of meditation. And we can specifically compare a group of people who meditated to a group of people who didn't meditate and compare the benefits of meditation. And what's even better, with studies, we're now able to compare a similar group of people. So we won't be comparing you or someone here in Toronto to a group of monks meditating somewhere on a mountaintop. We compare similar people. And also people that are naive to meditation, who's never meditated before. We can teach them exactly what I'm going to teach you today, how to meditate, and then compare the benefit in the group who did meditate compared to the group who did not meditate over 5 days, 10 days, or a month. We can even track the benefit of meditation after meditating 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day. We have functional MRIs where we can look at the brain activity and see in the brains of people how it delays cognitive decline. And that brings me to all the benefits of meditation. So what are the benefits of meditation? First of all, it improves our sleep. It improves the quality and quantity of our sleep. That means it helps us to go into our deep sleep cycles quicker and for longer periods of time, feeling more refreshed in the morning. The next thing meditation helps with is it reduces stress and anxiety as well as depression. Meditation has been shown in numerous studies to reduce pain. It helps with chronic pain syndromes such as fibromyalgia. It helps with irritable bowel syndrome, with migraines. It's just fascinating, the medical world around meditation. And then specifically regarding our own hormonal responses to stress. Every time when we're stressed out, our body secretes adrenaline and cortisol, whether it's a real stress, a lion or a bear chasing you, or whether just a perceived stress, a financial stress, a generally stressed about life and the news and political things. When we do think about that, our bodies that secrete adrenaline and cortisol, which leaves us in a hypervigilant state. Whereas meditation helps us to reduce the amount of stress hormones that get produced. Something else meditation helps with is it boosts memory. There's significant improvement in focus, creativity, clarity of mind in people who do meditate regularly. It is also shown to reduce cognitive decline. So that's dementia in regular meditators. A big medical benefit of meditation is cardiovascular health. Meditation has been shown to reduce blood pressure, to reduce cholesterol levels, and to increase heart rate variability. I'm an athlete, a triathlon athlete. And for me, it's always important to see when I monitor my heart rate when training, to see my heart rate variability. It helps me to know how fit I am. However, with meditation practice, we can improve that heart rate variability. So how do we meditate? The awesome thing about meditation is that it is free, and it's something that each one of us can do anytime, any place. Usually during life, your mind runs at 200 kilometers an hour. There's a hustle and bustle in your mind the whole time. With meditation, we slow all the noise. We first become aware of the noise, then we slow the noise in order for our minds to just become clear, calm, and focused. It's often helpful to focus on one thing, such as your breath or a mantra. Now you might ask, what is a mantra? A mantra is known as such a thing as a word or a phrase or a Bible verse or a prayer that you focus your mind on in order to help you not to think about all the other things, your to-do list, what happened yesterday, what you have to do tomorrow. The way I often explain it to my patients, especially to younger kids, is I tell them the story. It's a South African story about this woman who had a shop. In her shop, she sold produce, corn, apples, pumpkin, handmade ornaments. This shopkeeper had a monkey. Her monkey was so naughty and creating havoc the whole day, running up and down throughout her store, taking bites out of the fruits and just turning tables over, just creating havoc and financial devastation to her. She didn't know what to do and feared that she would have to get rid of her beloved monkey. So she went up a mountain to get wisdom from a tribal elder. This mountain was quite high, and it took her 3 days by foot. She had to close her shop and make the trek up the mountain for 3 days to have that opportunity to get some wisdom from her tribal elder. The elder listened to her story, thought about it a bit, performed some throwing doloses, which is a African culture of getting wisdom, and then reported that she should go back and hang a rope from the roof of her shop. The shopkeeper was quite surprised and perplexed by this, and frankly disappointed. Getting such bizarre advice when she really needed wisdom. However, when she did return home, she did hang a rope from the top of the roof in the middle of her shop. To her surprise, her monkey started running up and down that rope all day, leaving the rest of her shop alone. And that is what we do with our mantra. We help our brain to hold on to something to enable it to stop running around. I feel mantras are very helpful to me. I always look for inspiration for something else to focus on. For my children, I teach them to focus on their breath. That is something that's helpful. Or we can focus on a word such as gratitude or blessed or hope. It's helpful to get a quiet spot when you meditate. It's not a prerequisite to have a quiet spot. So throughout my career, I'm a medical doctor and I work in very busy hospitals. And I've always found that meditation has been very helpful to me to help me quiet my mind between different patient encounters, to be able to see each patient on a clear slate and not carry things from the previous patient with me when I see the next patient. And because it's such a fast-paced, high-stress environment, I can't sit on a rooftop to meditate. But what I found helpful to me is in between patients, when I wash my hands, to just start focusing on my breathing for a couple of minutes, slowly wash my hands, wash off everything that happened up to now and be on a clear slate so that I can see the next patient with empathy and focus and be present. And then before I go into the next room, I'll take a couple of minutes and I'll meditate. And that's been a game changer for me in my career. And even in the physician lounge, even if there is a lot of people around me, I might just take my cup of tea, just inhale the steam and focus on that, and then quiet my mind and meditate for 4 or 5 minutes while people are busy all around me. I have 3 little kids, and that's a time when my meditation practice really rocketed through the roof, was at the times when I had to help them fall asleep at night. And then as soon as they fall asleep, I would maybe have them in my arms or sit next to their bed. And I had this blank time where I couldn't get up and go because they'll hear when I sneak out of their room. I'll have to wait for them to be in a deeper sleep. Where I had that half an hour where I could literally just sit with my hand in my daughter or son's hand. Those times really helped me to focus on my meditation practice. So we talked about the benefits of meditation, how to meditate, but then for the more scientific people out there, to explain exactly a bit of a scientific reason why we're meditating is because of our brain waves. When we do EEG studies, we can look at people's brain waves. That's where we put electrodes all over on the brain and then monitor the brain waves. We can see which waves people are in when they're all awake and alert. And for detail, you can read my blog. When you're all awake and alert, your mind would be in, when I'm talking to you now, my mind would be in a more rapid state of alertness, higher energy, higher electricity in my brain. And then when one is in a more calm state, looking out at the water, your brain waves would be lower. Just before we fall asleep, our brain waves would be even lower. And then when we go into our deep, deep sleeps, our brain waves would be at its lowest, calmest. What we're trying to do with meditation is we're not trying to achieve some perfection. We don't try to obtain those low meditative brain waves that a monk somewhere on a mountaintop knows how to achieve. Our goal with each time we meditate is to slow our brain waves, whichever state we are in currently. If I'm in a high state, I just want it a bit lower. After lots of practice, if I'm in the lower state, I can teach my brain to go even in a calmer, more lower state. I hope you found this very helpful. I would love to chat more about specific ways that you can implement meditation. Send questions below and I'll definitely answer each one of them. Take care.